Hugh Nguyen, Orange County Clerk Recorder, and I reside in Santa Ana. Restaurants very important, and going to the market, it feels so like home, right? With all the fish sauce that we buy and all the Vietnamese sriracha and things like that we love. And so, but with the Vietnam Memorial, it's a special place to go. And I think a very special place is the mall, the Asian Mall there. And so I think with all that combination, it makes you feel like at home. And so for me, just getting together like for the Tet Parade and celebrating Tet, and also going to the temple for midnight, that during Tet is amazing. Just to gather with the community, those are special for me. I see a lot of people are starting to adjust, right? I see a lot of people coming to our community, enjoying our food. I see that when I go down to eat. You don't just see Vietnamese um, members just eating pho or eating Vietnamese food. You see other culture from Hispanic to Americans. And so that's great to see, even at the Asian market when I go, right? And so I think people are adjusting well. And I think, they enjoy coming to our community and learning our culture and our history, which is so important that we continue to educate the younger generation on what we went through. It wasn't all that easy to come. Like my grandma and grandpa, um, you know, and my aunt, they struggled to give us freedom and a great place to live. And we can't forget that. We need to continue to tell the history and what happened and how we got here. It's so important to me. Yeah, I think for me, the commemoration is so important. We come together to recognize all the veterans that have fought during the war for our freedom. And my uncle died during the war. My uncle from my Vietnamese side, he died when I was like 3 years old. And so to come together for commemoration, especially this year for 47 years that we lost our country, it's amazing. And I love to thank all the veterans who are dressed up in their uniform and to thank them because they are the one that gave us freedom and to live in this country. And so I think it's an amazing event. I get chills when I go because just to sit there and realize, you know, I made it here. We all made it. And so that's one of the biggest events that I love to go to every year. Just going down there and just going shopping to see, in the mall with the outside and just the culture, the flowers that we sell, just special things, and especially the food. I love Vietnamese food, so I eat a lot of Vietnamese food, and so it's just great to be able to speak Vietnamese because I can't speak Vietnamese at home because my kids are American and my wife is Hispanic. She doesn't speak Vietnamese, right? And so to speak Vietnamese and just to enjoy our community and the culture is amazing when I go down there. I know I touched a little bit on my journey, but after 50 years and when I became elected county clerk recorder in 2014 and in 2018, um, one thing that I do is I safeguard all public records for the whole county. Important records like from your birth, death, marriage, FBN, notary, real property recordings. We do it all. But one thing was missing is didn't have a dad for 50 years. And so one day I submitted my DNA through Ancestry. And it took me 2 years, but I was able to find my dad. He's still alive and he lives in Tennessee. And it's amazing. After 50 years, at least I know I have a dad that I can talk to. We text each other every day. And it's amazing to have a father figure, which I never had growing up for 50 years. So that was amazing for me to find my dad. I have a lot of memories of the airport when I was escaping, going to the zoo when I was 7 years old, as a kid or younger, and just the younger generations, I think they need to realize and continue to tell the story, the history of how we got here and what our grandparents and our mother and father did for us, right? The struggle they went through so we can have success and freedom here. And so I think it's so important that the younger generation, I say this now because I'm getting older, but my grandparents are no longer here, and so it's just us now, and so just to continue that story and to share with the community how important it was what we did to get here to this country.